sexy, you show it. Let me see you get your hands in the air. If you're sexy and you know it, and you're sexy and you show it, just wave it like you just don't care. Sometimes it's take just enough. Baby, that's me. Get your sexy on. Oh, get your sexy on. Oh, we don't need no clothes for this. Baby, on the floor for this. All up on the phone for this. Dropping down low for this. All up on the side for this. All between the thighs for this.
Yeah, but now it's just slowed down. I don't know why.
Yeah, because it needs
If I figure it out, I figure it out. If I don't know.
All right, everybody, we're about to get started here. How's everybody doing tonight? How's everybody doing tonight? That's what we like to hear. This is an interactive podcast, so we do like to take questions and answers from our guests. You guys are a part of the panel tonight, so we just want to disclose that before we get started. Corey, we good? Of course, we definitely like dialect and dialogue from our audience. I think do you want to open it up with a question, or
you want to introduce yourself?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
What is your major malfunction?
That's the mic giving feedback. We good?
All right.
So my name is Sierra. I am 42 and I am currently single. Don't do that, okay? That doesn't make sense.
Is you single?
I am really single.
Is it 100% though? Yeah, that's what I thought. Hello, I am Carlisa Turner. I am 41 and I am a widow.
So usually when we do the in-panel sessions, we have whoever's on the panel say who they are, their age, and what their status is. Just so you could kind of get a mindset as to where different age range sits with certain thought processes.
Give it to me.
You do that.
You do that. I'll do this.
Good deal. So what I will do is I'll do a repeat question. No, I'll do this question. Are you able to talk openly with your mate about how you feel sexually? Like your sexual desires, what you desire in a bedroom? Are you able to talk openly to your mate about those things? Anybody want to answer? Any dialect? Yeah. You want to answer?
You say again.
Over there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Would you like to elaborate on that, or is it just a straight yeah? Like there ain't nothing else.
No, we really comfortable about telling each other what we like.
Okay. Is it a direct or indirect approach?
It's like a sort of it's like a hint. Like you just throw it out there.
You can pass the mic to her if she want to add to that.
I said, I mean, we be having threesomes and stuff.
Wait, somebody said, what's that? Did somebody say, what's that?
It's fun.
Did somebody say, what's the threesome? No, for real, I'm being serious. Did somebody ask what it is? No, for real. No? Okay. I just wanted to make sure that nobody had a question over the threesome, but that's all. Yeah, I mean, it could be many different things.
2 girls and a boy, that's it.
So we'll hop into another segue. Intimacy, because she mentioned threesomes. I want to ask, do you feel that takes away from the intimacy, or does that increase it?
But, you know, they increases it for. Because I know you're my man at the end of the day.
Okay. I mean, okay. I mean, does anybody else want to add to any of these topics or questions? So, again, with intimacy, do you think intimacy adds to your sexual desires when you are intimate with somebody? And intimacy doesn't have to mean sex. I'm going to kind of do a segue on that. You don't have to have sex in order to be intimate with someone. So, does intimacy in a relationship increase sexual desire? Yeah. Who say yeah? Anybody want? Thank you.
For certain people, yes. And for me, yes. It all ties in, because if I can't be intimate with you at the end of the day, if I can't have an intimate conversation or I can't even touch on you, then what are we doing? Like, you know, so for me, intimacy shows that you both want it and you're both interested in each other more than just the sexual nature, if that makes sense.
But does everybody in here understand what intimacy is? Because I feel like there's people who don't even know what that means. Like, do we all understand baseline what intimacy is? Because some people don't get that.
Do you have the definition?
You want me to get it? But you know I'm the queen of Google. I love Google now. Exactly. Google it. Close familiarity or friendship closeness. A private, cozy atmosphere. An intimate act, especially sexual intercourse.
So,
You want to rephrase your question? You want to re-ask? You want to reword it? Yes. I think what she meant was, are you comfortable being close with your partner without intercourse? I think was her question.
that was the question.
Or any partner without intercourse. Going back. Anybody want to speak on that?
No.
No? Okay. Oh, he wants to speak on it.
Yeah, I don't think you have to have intercourse to actually be intimate with somebody. Because intimacy can come in a lot of different ways, from what you do to how y'all spend time together, even the way y'all even look at each other. Sometimes it's just what y'all do together that makes it sexy. The sexual intercourse part is just an added bonus, especially when both of y'all bodies are connected like that. But all before that even happens, that's the building. And that's what's intimacy.
You happy with that answer?
That's a spectacular answer, actually.
Your button pushing tail.
So I since I see men out here, and I'm so happy that you guys came out, I definitely appreciate the men coming out. Thank you. What do you guys classify as intimacy?
Yeah, Moochie, what you classify as intimacy?
Yeah, we're gonna put you on it. Go ahead.
Come on, Mike Maestro.
Mike Pence. A lot of jobs. Intimacy can be a lot of different things, different perspectives from different things, different relationships. Look,
Okay.
To me,
Big brother on Mike T.
intimacy to me is my time. All this world, money comes, goes, friendship sometimes come and go. I can never get my time back, ever. So me spending time with the person who I want to spend time with is my intimacy, in a sense. You know, something I would never get back. So I want to spend time with someone who I want to be with. I want to conversate with, good or bad, ups or down, but it's still a person, no matter what, you want to be with. So that's all.
Any other bells?
that was a great answer.
Okay.
It was, definitely was.
Got deep. I was laughing here to go around. I was like, oh, here we go. Let's go figure it out here.
All right. Well, me and my girl, we've been together for 6 years now,
Okay.
Okay, 6 years. That's
and we find different things to do. Like currently now, every night we watch Flash before we go to bed, and we smoke weed. And then, you know, wake up, she go to work, and I mean every night. You know, I mean that's what we do right now. I guess that would be intimacy, right?
it would, yeah.
Mr. Malay.
Yeah, intimacy for me, it can be a lot of things. Like sometimes when I'm with the missus, I serenade her for no reason, just because. I slow dance with her, you know, I give her flowers and all that. Intimacy comes in a lot of different forms, you know. It's just me appreciating my lady. You know, intimacy don't have to be sex all the time. It just her presence, the way she talks, the way she carries herself, the way she smiles, you know, that for me is intimacy. You know what I'm saying?
So
Another good answer.
I'm gonna redirect that question to any of the beautiful women out there that would like to answer it.
Oh, sorry, parents. For me, how I define intimacy is if I'm able to, and it's crazy because I was just having this conversation. If I'm able to lay next to you, no clothes, no like, and you, and you not, you know, want to push up on me or want to have sex, like that to me is intimacy because you see it more
so
than
many
just deeper than
questions.
sex.
Excuse me, Mike Passer.
I've
We
got a question.
appreciate you. We appreciate you, Mike Passer. You got questions?
I do, because you say that foolishness too. And my question is, and why are we laying together naked?
Well, so
No, why? I need to know why.
Well, why would you not lay together
Well,
now?
hold on, Moochie. Now, step one.
Good question.
Step one. Why are we laying together
Well,
naked? What is the capacity of this relationship? We are finding ourselves laying together naked for no reason.
so I'm not laying together naked with just
People like to lay together
random.
naked.
No, Moochie. Robert?
Can I say something?
Absolutely.
I have to be comfortable to even be next to somebody, let alone being
Naked. That's what I'm saying. What is the?
It takes a lot for me to be sitting, like laying next to somebody. That's a lot for me. Like I'm not about to.
So that's what my question is. Like,
You know?
what capacity is this
That
relationship?
capacity
We just
has to
naked.
be. We've been together.
So
We've been together.
This
But
isn't
even at
something
that
like.
moment, I ain't like.
So it's not something that you're.
like that. I can just like going in.
So it's not this. It's not something that you're just doing with like some random person that you're just meeting. This is someone that you have an established relationship with that potentially you could see a future with. It's not like I'm not just hey, you right there. Let's lay together naked and see if it work out. Like
So here's why I asked the question, because like I said, you say that I'm like you're like I ask people like, can we lay together naked and you not try to press me, and I'm like, how long you know this person? Like,
but that lets me.
who am I just nude with?
But
That
that
we're laying together.
that lets me know if you want to get to know me or if you just want
But
sex.
that's a provocative question. I don't think that's a good get to know me question. I feel like if can you lay next to me, that's something that you talk about when you're in a certain space with somebody. I don't feel like just meeting somebody like, so my guy, could you lay next to me naked and not be trying to get none? The problem of answer in the beginning gonna be hell no, I'm trying to get it.
Yeah, that's what that answer
I'm
is.
trying to get it.
And
I'm
then
gonna
in
let you
that
know
case,
now.
I
We
can.
just getting together. Yeah, that laying next to each other naked.
You laying your bed, I'll lay in my bed then.
Like that's
But
I don't
if we just
understand
get
that.
together,
But that lets me know I
that's
need
not gonna work.
the exit stage
No,
left.
no, but it doesn't though, because most males, most men are visual creatures.
Exactly.
They're
I
not
can
even
respect you better by
talking
going
to
home.
you. They're not even going to want to tell you unless they find something about you sexually
Yeah.
appealing.
If the respect is what you're looking for, I
Mentally,
can go
physically,
home.
something about you is sexually appealing to them. So for you to ask some dude you just met, hey, bro,
Again, this is a
I
somebody.
don't need that kind
how
of
you doing,
stuff.
Charles? Can we lay together naked? You never trying to get me? No, hell no, I can't do that.
But this isn't somebody you just met. Like, again,
But I don't understand. But that's what I'm
we
saying. I don't understand the
talk about
purpose
that
of
on the
that
flip
conversation.
side.
I just want to clarify and say it's not somebody that you're just kicking it with. It's not somebody
But that's
that
why I
you
wanted
just
to
kick
ask,
it
like,
with.
who?
It's somebody that you're dating, that you've been dating, that y'all are looking to take that next step. Like, okay, is this serious or is we just smashing?
And that's the test. Like, come on over, lady.
I wouldn't say that's the test.
Let me see your level of willpower.
Because one of my questions,
You can make it through the night.
because one of my questions generally is, are you willing to date? Like, are you willing
But
to
why,
date?
why is nudity involved in dating? Why is nudity involved in dating?
Some people just smash.
Thank you.
And this goes both ways. It's not just a man. Women want it that way too. Y'all talking about laying down next to
I
somebody.
can only speak to me and my experiences. I can't speak to nobody else.
What was I lost where we was at. Shit. That question got me all in the fizzy.
That's a loaded question.
It is a loaded question. It is a very loaded question. Huh? What'd you say?
What?
Don't start the bullshit. Oh, wait a minute.
You didn't make a note with all your questions on it?
You know that this happens every podcast. I don't know why you act so surprised. So I'm gonna ask this question again because we did ask it on the last podcast. Since we're live, I think this is a good question. Is sex a requirement before commitment?
Absolutely. I need a test drive. I'm not going to commit to you if I know you can't do what I need you to do, period. There's no reason if you're not going to fulfill my needs, I need to know that immediately before we even decide to commit to it.
That's not fair. You can't teach the fella. You can't teach him.
Listen, I tried
We can't
that.
instruct the young man.
I tried that.
Wait,
Mr. Shaw, you got a question?
yeah, but what if he's got everything else going on and he's just not performing in that area?
Yeah. What if he got something else going on, everything else going
got
on,
everything
and he's
else
just
going
not
on.
performing in that area?
So you saying you can't work with the brother if he's not got it like that?
That's a good question. He said,
There are a lot of good guys out there that just don't perform when they're in bed. I'm just saying.
There are a lot of brothers out there that just ain't got it going on like that, but they got a good job, they're stable, they bring you that stability to your life. You know, whether or not they're helping you raise your kids or whatever they've got going on, they just don't have it as far as the intimacy is concerned.
But
What are you gonna do? Keep them to the curb?
instruction is good. Like to teach you, and then you have a built-in
Sex don't come with an instruction manual.
she got a question. Coming down, here we come. Hold on.
Regardless of whether it's good or bad, I still need to see before I commit to you. So I still need a test drive, whether it's good or bad, before I commit to it.
So in a segue, you said something that brought a lot of questions to a lot of different people. He said instructions. So you said instruction too? Both of y'all did. So is that something that people are willing to do? Give instruction, like, or people talkers in the bed, like, are you willing to talk to your mate and walk them through whatever situation that you don't feel is hitting?
So he said two things. He said intimacy and sex. That's two different things. So you can bring everything but that. That's why we got pure romance and bedroom candy, because if that person is willing to receive it, then you can teach them how you want it. Because you don't go into a relationship with somebody and they already know what you want. sometimes you got to teach them and show them something different that they ain't never done before.
Absolutely.
So if that person will receive it, then you can teach it, and then it could go from there.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
You can't teach the person, whoever, him or her. You can't teach them like, hey now. I mean, that was good, but let's try something else next time. Let's try this one.
Can I get a question from her?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Let me ask, so what if he's good in bed, he your brains out, but then he just
He ain't shit.
He ain't shit.
He ain't shit.
She said, I mean, your dick whipped. Your dick whipped.
If he's that good in bed and he's a bomb, that just means you dick whipped. Been there, done that.
But that means it exists, then. If she's been there, done that, it exists. It can happen. Just saying that part. There you go.
So where do the intimacy part come back in?
That depends on what you define as intimacy. Everything is different.
No, I'm asking her, from her.
For me and my husband.
I'm
Like, put some clothes on, we gonna go have some friends, we gonna get high, and we gonna talk about sex.
Okay.
That's intimacy.
Yes, baby.
For us. For somebody else, that might not be intimate. I
Right.
got 18 years going on with this man in August.
18 years. Celebrate 18 years.
He done been through some shit. So it just all depends on how far you want to take your relationship and what you want to do. I sell bedroom candy. I have sell pure romance, but sometimes that don't always make it better. Right. You have to know yourself before you get to know somebody else, and then you come together and you make that work. And if it's meant to be, it will be. Okay. Whether the dick is big or whether the dick is small, whether your pussy's deep or however you want to talk about it.
Hey now, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
As I suck with my dick right here.
Interesting.
So, getting into the next question.
Now, wait a minute.
Oh, you still got?
I want to walk it back for a second. So, if you have one ideal of intimacy, and your mate or partner has another ideal of intimacy, male or female, are you willing to teach or tell your partner, like, hey, listen, I understand that man and us is intimate to you?
I've played strip Madden before. It's actually fun.
You know the fuck one. I ain't got the time.
It's fun.
So I say yes as far as teaching intimacy, because you don't automatically know what the next person likes. So if you communicate what you like, what I like, let's try this, let's try that, and it works out, it works out. So you got to talk about it. You got to communicate. And hey, you might like this and I might not. So I'm going to tell you what my boundaries are.
Right.
You know, and we go from there. Once you establish what y'all like, then fireworks.
Okay.
I have another question.
I call that pieces of you for pieces of me. It's a puzzle, but once you get it together, it's there.
Hey now. My question would be,
Here we go.
Before your question, I have a comment. You said that you don't want to teach anybody, but who taught you?
Who said that?
Who said that? No, that was me. I'm saying you don't want to teach anybody.
Who said they didn't want to teach somebody?
If somebody don't want to teach somebody,
I was like, who's
people are saying that they don't want to teach. I don't want to teach them, but who taught you to do what you do?
Okay.
So depending on what generation you grew up in, I grew up with the pornos and watched all that. And that's how I got taught. You have to learn each other.
I agree with that.
Good point.
Are we good with that segue?
No, I was going to add. No, go ahead.
So I was told by my sibling brothers that I asked this question incorrectly. I'm going to ask it how I asked it, but then I'm going to ask it another way. The way that I asked is, do you think sexual enhancements elevates or declines your sexual experience? Also, does that depend on your partner?
He said it depends. Okay.
What's up, y'all? My name is LaKale. I go by LP, LT. Call me anything you want, just don't call the cops, okay? I'm 34 and I'm married. Okay. So I will tell y'all like this. I've been on pure romance for 5 years, and I'm a step as a customer before me being an independent contract consultant. I've literally worked with so many people. I'm no sex therapist or anything like that. I do got credentials now, but I've witnessed and seen it firsthand prior to me getting married. I've dealt and dated with someone who were, oh, I got it like that, but they only had it like that when they had henny dick. Versus getting some up all night, which is up here on my table for $20, shameless plug. But honestly, I've actually seen enhancements actually work for a person who was nearly suppressed. Consent is real, so don't just be throwing gas station pills or things like that into your partner's hands. But honestly, I firsthand can say enhancements work. You just have to talk with your partner to enter and add that to the bill.
And when I speak enhancements, and that's why I said they said that I should have worded it a little differently. I mean everything, wherever your imagination could go.
So you mean like sex toys and stuff?
Yes.
So that's not an enhancement. That's an accessory.
Well, what's an enhancement?
That's an accoutrement.
What's an enhancement?
That's an additive. Enhancement is going to be like the honey, Viagra,
enhancements, but sex, like I honestly, this is what I tell people. I keep single people safe and married people married. And I honestly feel like for my single people, when you're going out to date and you are into sex toys, make that one of your trips. Make that a conversation. You know what I mean? Because I get people, especially people who's on level 40, level 50, that's what I call ages. When they are in those ages, there are some men who are stuck in their ways or people who identify as male, and you're going into the bedroom with something like, hey, daddy, let's play. They're like, I'm playing with that fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like when you open it up in the conversation, hey, this is our third date. Let's go to Adult Mart. Or, hey, let's call Laquel for a table out and let's get to know what's these products. So that way your partner knows, like, oh, okay, this is what you're into. Because then you got to compromise with your partner, bringing something like this. Or, you know what I'm saying, you could be a little slick. Consent, y'all, consent. I mean, I say slick. You want to be something gentle like this. This is a massager, but it can actually grow into greater and bigger things. So, yeah.
That was a good commercial.
So that's the next question. The next question is: are you comfortable to discuss your sexual desires with your partner? Or are you comfortable enough in that setting to say, hey, this is what I want or what I need sexually?
Absolutely. You need to be comfortable. I mean, if you're going to have sex and be intimate with somebody, then you need to be comfortable having those type of conversations, especially when you're talking about enhancements. Because there's a lot of guys who ain't with it. They're like, oh, I'm good. I got you. You know what I mean? But then there's some people who want to play. You know? So it's all in the partner that you have. And what type of enhancements you using. I mean, I want to know if you need to take Viagra because I just need to know that.
And I'm not going to be here all night.
If it's toys, then that's different because we can go buy toys and all of that. But if you got to take pills and, go to the bathroom and do some old tricks, I need to know.
That man got high blood pressure. His medication got him.
I feel like I definitely feel like it's an age thing.
What?
I feel like
Needing
older females are more comfortable with telling people exactly what they want compared to younger people knowing what they want.
I was going to dispute.
Very true. Okay, this is a little shameless plug, but you're speaking on toys. My friend in the back, she actually is selling toys tonight. So if you guys want to look at the table, ladies, she's back there. She got some nice things. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Another commercial.
So does anyone know the difference between male and female sexual response? Like the cycle of sexual response?
Explain.
There's a whole lot of head shaking there. A whole lot of
So for a male, the sexual response cycle works at stage 1, which is excitement. through image, touch, sense, or any number of stimuli triggers the sexual arousal. Stage 2 is a plateau, an intensified version of excitement phase. During that, the penis or the testes continue to increase in size due to blood flow. The third stage is the orgasm. And please, do I have to read what that is? I'm pretty sure everybody knows that is, correct?
No, why don't you tell us? I mean, you educate. Okay, bass for now.
Stage 3 is generally when an orgasm or ejaculation occurs. These two events are often lumped together as one, but they are actually two separate functions of the body. And stage 4 is the resolution, where the body begins to return to an unexcited state. Following ejaculation and orgasm is refactoring period time when the body recalibrates the erection. Subsequent orgasms are likely to occur.
Right, and then you're going to be here a while. You're going to be there for a while.
So with a female starts at desire. That's where, and it really doesn't describe what desire is, but we kind of know what that is, to like really want something, to feel something about something. Then they go to excitement. Then they go to a plateau, which is an arousal state. It is saying that when they get to the plateau state, the inner 1/3 vagina increases in length. Then after the plateau stage is the orgasm, then the resolution. What lasts for? After the plateau is the orgasm, then the resolution.
Women don't always orgasm. I'm real. Who wrote that? What dude wrote that? What was his name?
Y'all got more stages than us?
What do you mean?
Desires.
Like we do, like women. That's why I put it as a highlight, because women do have more stages when it comes to getting sexually aroused than males.
So y'all think we don't got desires?
No, but you guys, like again, you're more vicious. Men are trained to go. It don't take a whole lot to get y'all there. Women, for us, most of us, it start in the morning. You know, it start at breakfast. It start when you putting the toilet seat down. It start with you putting your socks in the damn hamper. It start with you putting your shoes where your shoes go. It start with you might helping to wash the dishes or do a load of laundry. It's different for women.
That's crazy.
It's true.
I don't do none of that. No, everything you said I do. Like literally.
She just really loves you.
No, I don't put my socks up. What?
Put them up and watch what happens.
Everything you say, you just read me.
Put them up and watch what happens.
That's crazy.
Pick your socks up and watch what happens. Watch some shit change in your house on real quick. You're like, hey, what the hell?
That sounds like a mom.
Socks.
That's a mom.
They say you have to do it, but we like to see you do it or something. That's sexy. When they never do some shit, that's sexy.
I agree
Fix something.
because
Let's not be working this bitch if you fix it. What?
I've been doing it for 6 years. She must like me.
I said she love you. I said she love you. That's unconditional there. But you put a sock up, it'll get real exciting at your house.
because we I totally agree with you, because certain things that a man can do is a turn on. And we be sitting there like,
delicious.
But there's something like,
What's coming?
There's certain things that we like, right? There are certain things that we like and it's attractive to us. Y'all just like ass. I mean, anything, like any kind of way. We have to have that desire. We gotta have that desire.
I don't think so, because
you disagree. You got a vagina?
Yes, I disagree, because if she came home and I did everything you just said on that list, she might be bored.
That's not true. I'm telling you, there is nothing.
I know I'm not saying my girl. My girl loves to smoke weed. That's all she like to do.
Listen,
I'm just saying.
I'm saying.
I'm gonna ask Miss 18 years back there. I'm gonna ask her. If your man came home, if you came home and he did all that after 18 years, when you be born?
Wait, what?
Here he came again. He came like, let me tell you something, young blood.
Hey, let me help y'all, bro. I stay in that motherfucker and I take care of all that shit. She ain't got to do shit. She's sitting there watching. Yeah, I'm doing real motherfucking good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm doing real motherfucking good.
Okay.
Ain't nothing sexier than a man that can do some shit.
We got 12 more.
Can fix some shit.
So
we got 12 to go before we get there.
I wanna kind of comment on that. I wanna ask, do you know what? And I get that you're stressed on your shoulders too, but do you know what stress is on her shoulders that you doing one of those tests is going to relieve? And she'd be like, oh, snap.
Speak free, sister. This is a safe space.
This is a safe space.
We got your back up in here. This is your time to tell them, child. It's your time to tell them. Let it know.
But there you go. There you go. You say no, you good? You can say you good. Okay. You gonna be doing some stuff, Larry. You gonna be like, babe, I done thought about it, and
she would be bored.
You could have picked your drawers up. I'm just saying, that would have been nice. Let me explain something to you. If we've been in a relationship, and I may not complain about you leaving your socks here and your drawers there, and you getting naked from the time you hit the door from work, and there's just a trail of you all the way to the bathroom when you take your shower, and then you just plop down on the couch and grab the remote or the gaming controller. But I might not complain. But a day you come home and you take your ass fully clothed to the bathroom and throw that shit in the hamper, oh my God.
Okay.
Oh my God.
But what if he washed it after he thought it in the hamburger?
Then that's a plus.
Oh my God.
Then that's a plus.
Oh my, you might get worked down in the laundry room like maybe this
That nigga miss sound bad up there. I ain't gonna lie. I speak for him. We do our job.
I'm telling you right now, when you got a man who...
There we go.
You ain't have to tell everybody that shit. You don't be doing that shit.
Okay.
That's because he's a fucking mama's boy.
Oh.
Like, he don't be doing nothing.
They got honest in here.
He be cooking and shit. He be doing this and that, but he don't do it all the time. I want you to do it all the time.
Did you hear what your woman said, baby? Was you listening? Did you hear or was you open ears?
No, it's true. I'm my mama's boy. I'm my mama's only son.
See?
Yeah, she got a mama's boy.
But we just gave
I respect his honesty. I respect his honesty.
We just helped you out.
Okay.
So now you know what to do. And knowing is half the battle.
He's still on the titty. He's still on the titty.
Does anyone in the crowd have any questions that they want to bring to the forefront and kind of get some dialogue on?
I just want to say this because I've been with my husband now for 33 years.
Oh, congratulations.
Woo, okay, 33. It's been rough. But I'm only going to say this because listening to these two, I also had a mama's boy. But after 33 years and 3 kids and a whole lot of shit that went on, when I tell y'all, you do got a long road to go. Some real shit. Like, y'all got a long road to go. And I'm only saying that because when my husband do come in, one of my complaints is, one of the biggest problems with men is they want to hug you, kiss you, touch you when they want to be intimate. So that was one of my issues in my relationship. I don't want you to just touch me, hug me, and kiss me when you want to fuck.
Right. Okay, right.
I want you to hug me, kiss me, and tell me when you come in, hey, how was your day? I want to ask you how your day was. And that was something that we had trouble with a couple of years ago. And, I had to sit down and tell you, like, listen, it's not that I don't want you. It's not that I don't desire you. But I don't want to keep cleaning up after you and the kids. I don't want to keep picking up after the damn dogs. I work as many hours as you do. I actually work more hours because I run my own business.
Okay.
So
That's one of the important things that y'all have to. As males and females, it's not one way, trust me, it's not one way at all. Because one of the things he wasn't receiving from me, because I was feeling this frustration, was that I wasn't, when he walked in the door, I wasn't saying, hey, how was your day? It was more like, oh shit, this nigga. I'm not gonna lie, that's how I feel. You know, because some days I want to wake up and I want to not walk in the kitchen when there's no dishes in the sink. You know, I want to walk downstairs and not have to pick the laundry up and do your laundry and the kids' laundry. Shit, do my laundry. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's not all the time, and it's about a partnership. If y'all learn to work together and y'all learn that it's not one-sided. Okay, so every Wednesday, every Tuesday night, we shouldn't have to only take out the trash. You know, and I had to realize that because he was always coming to take out the trash. Now I go to my son, I'm not taking out the trash until y'all not.
Oh, well,
I'm not
around my
trash.
trash.
I do the inside, you do the outside. That's how we work. So I started telling my son, hey, your dad been at work all day. Grab that trash, take out the trash out, put it outside. Y'all have to find a balance in between it in order for the intimacy to work with. Because now that we try to work together on these things, I find myself more like, oh, he went to cook on the grill today. So I got this. Later on at night, you cook dinner, we good. We straight. I'm gonna take care of you the same way you're taking care of me. But it has to be a partnership. Did you hear that? It has to hear that. Like there is no throw your socks on the floor. And literally, I had to take baskets and put them around my house, not just for my husband, but for my old ass kids too. Yeah. My youngest just turned 18.
Like you're saying is how long you say you've been married?
32 years.
We've been married 25 years, we've been there for 32 years, right? So I've been married for 25 and been married for 33 years. So the difference I learned, like you saying, I understand the frustration, but also if y'all come up with a set of rules like this is what you gotta do. This is what you gotta do, this is what I gotta do. It's a partnership. And wherever I'm slacking, because we agreed upon doing this, whatever it might be, like you said, your husband take out the trash. You might do the dishes. I might do the laundry. We're exchanging something that it can always be switched, but at the same time, we're coming in here 50-50 no matter what. We feel like, okay, he's doing 50% of something, and I'm doing 50% of the other. So there's really no, in any relationship, you gotta also look at it as a friendship. So how can we make this happen? We gotta do 50-50. If we're trying to grow, we gotta be 50-50. Or sometimes it might be 60-40 because there's something better that you are at than what I am. But return, the same thing, 60-40. So this is like you gotta help each other.
Can I ask a question on that? I want to ask a question.
Relationship ain't like that.
Here's my question. So, for the people that have been in like long-term relationships or marriages or anything, how are you able to discern that your mate is frustrated? They might be frustrated doing these daily tests every day. They may be frustrated that they gotta cook every day. They may be frustrated that they gotta wash every day.
Communicate. You gotta communicate. If you don't communicate, then the person's not going to.
Arguing is not communication.
Or arguing is not communication.
He said I didn't have makeup sex.
Communication is talk for me. I mean, you have to communicate with one another to express how you feel and understand how the other person feels so that you can balance out.
So I'm going to add to that. So I get communication, but sometimes some people take communication as complaining. So what's the difference between complaining and me being frustrated?
You're absolutely
how
right.
You word it, your tone. How did you say it?
Hey, real quick from the guy, like our communication only happens on good days. When there's nothing wrong and it crossed my mind, yeah, let me say this shit because I'm not going to get in that motherfucking trouble. That's when communication works. It's not an everyday thing. No, you can't say it when it's right on the tip of your tongue. In every different relationship is different.
I was going to say, in my marriage, it was different. I had a terrible habit of holding things for a while because in my mind I was protecting us from. I was over. By the time I met my husband, I was tired of arguing and fighting and all of the ups and downs, high blood. I was tired. So, in my attempt to eliminate arguing from my life, I would sit on things and sit on things and sit on things and sit on things, and then something would happen. I'm like, well, they're like, well, damn, how long you been feeling that?
Yeah,
Why you just say that
that's
shit
the worst part.
when you felt that? Not that I argued or yelled or anything. It would be this long, drawn out conversation of, and he's like, don't do that no more. And now, when you feel something, say something. So we can just deal with it in that moment, and then we can move on and get past it. So I learned to do that. I don't have to yell. I don't have to scream. I don't have to be and talking to you like you're my child. I can just say, listen, just so we're clear, I didn't like it when, or I felt a type of way because, and that, or if I don't think I can say it in a tone that is acceptable to be talking to my partner, I send a text.
I feel like I agree, but I also feel like I was one of them that was on the like I wasn't with none of that. Like the way I was raised, and I love the men that was in my life because they made me stand 10 toes down, like no matter what. But one thing about it is when I tried to like do the whole like, okay, I'm gonna be settled, I'm gonna be cool type of thing. Oh, that thing went haywire. Like it was everything that I did not expect to go the way it went. Like I'm trying to be cool with the situation and learn how to communicate. Like, hey, I don't like it when you do this. I don't like when you do that. Can we do it this way? And it turned into a worse battle than when I should have probably been like, hey, how I used to be.
So my mom would say, wisdom from my mother is a key to a great relationship is knowing who you're dealing with.
That was the part. So
you said something earlier, I was like,
that part. You gotta learn how to learn how to communicate how that person communicates too. And that's a part of relationships, friendships, no matter what you don't think about. You have to kind of learn how to communicate with that other person on their communication level.
If communicating with you means that I gotta have a headache at the end of this conversation,
I'm just not worth it.
We don't got no business in the same room, in the same vicinity, in the same conversation with each other. You please, peace be on to you, my brother. Absolutely. I can't do it.
Did you say Ashe again?
I did, and I mean it. I mean, you gone. Godspeed.
Not Ashe.
Ashe.
Oh no, y'all can't say that. See, I feel like it's still an age difference because we argue. She threw a microwave at me like 3 weeks ago.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. What's more important to you, being happy or being right? What's more important, being happy or being right?
Right.
And that's why y'all gonna forever be swirling in that dysfunction.
No.
The day happiness becomes more important than who's right and who's wrong.
I'm feeding off other people, like what they say in here, like how she said that back there. That's what I'm feeding off her. That's what I'm saying. Like she say, oh no, I can get something.
What's it saying? She.
What's like, let me out.
No, you probably let Jesus.
No, I'm saying. Because you said at the end of the day, I shall be with you because you get a headache. But I get migraines.
That's me. Those are my level. That's my standard. That don't have to be her standard.
That's why I said I feel like it's an age. Y'all been through life already.
Yes.
So,
however, I learned.
I'm learning more. I'm learning more than y'all would not do in the future.
All I'm saying is when you're at home and y'all getting into your spouse, just think, what is more important to me? Being happy or being right? And the day that being happy is more important to you than being right, those arguments will start to dissipate. It will start to dissipate because you'll realize that bullshit ain't even really that serious or that important. Seeing a smile on her face will be important to you. Not seeing a tear in her eye will be, and the vice versa. Her not want to see go gonna be important to her. Like I don't want to see my baby like that. Like baby, I'm sorry.
The other thing is what I tell people is
you was fucked up, and I'm sorry.
You have to sit back and really think about the role that you play in the situation and take accountability for that. What role do you play, and how are you going to hold yourself accountable? Because again, it's not all either one of y'all's fault. What role did I play in this? What role did I play for us to get here? And how can I make that right if I want to be happy?
Huh?
I said they wild over there.
He said accountability.
Yes, I get it
Wow.
practice. He said,
People don't take
shoot through a
accountability.
microwave.
Wow.
I know.
Not a microwave.
She's strong in the microwave. So I mean, it's not really a question. It's really a statement because a lot of times we like to find fault in what other people do. We like to find the fault. The fault. I'm just saying in general. In general.
Accountability.
So it's really just sitting back and saying, what role did I play in this? If like for instance, there's a whole bunch of people in this crowd that I know. Let's say if I make my co-host unhappy, what role did I play in that? What did I do to make this person unhappy? And how do we fix it?
I mean, what if it's nothing? What if I literally said,
well, hold on. You have to first understand the difference in your nothing
and
her nothing. What's a big deal to her versus what's a big deal to you? Just because it's not a big deal to you doesn't mean it's not a big deal. It might be a great deal to me. Respect me enough to hear me out and understand my side. You don't necessarily have to agree with it, but validate my feelings.
And everybody
When
feels
telling me it's
different.
not a big deal, it's a big deal because
I
I
think
just
that's
told
what he
you
meant
it
by
is.
age difference. Age difference is you get mature, you understand that. When you young, you just.
So
Somebody disagree with you.
Why do females wake up angry?
Who said we
Wait a minute. So, wait a minute. So, first of all, women go through a whole lot of hormonal changes. This body do a whole lot. Week after week after week after week. Whatever we're going through internally and hormonally don't always have anything to do with you. It may feel that way because you feel like you're catching the brunt of whatever that internal frustration is. But you're not obligated to wear that. If you know when you went to bed last night, shit was cool, and you woke up today, she's like, wow. You like, hey now. Hey. You hungry?
So how does
You
that
need a
play?
back rub, a foot rub, some water, a soda, some wine?
How does that play a part in a relationship then?
So again, it's understanding and being sympathetic to your mates. So again, I'm going to ask you, what's more important, being happy or being right? Because if she's important to you, when she's hurt, you're hurt.
That's not fair.
Whoa, fair is a place they judge pigs, baby.
No, it's not. If you know you woke up and you ain't do nothing wrong, and they wake up and they on motherfucking.
Hey, we got a question over here.
Well, we say, now, wait a damn minute.
What are we supposed to do?
Move,
I just told you.
We got to report there.
I just told
The
you.
next guy.
Hey, my man, you want to be right? Hey, that's on you. I'd rather be happy. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be happy. I'd rather have my lady have a smile on her face. I could be wrong. I don't care. You want to be right? Hey, that's on you, my man. I'd rather be happy. You know, my job is to make my woman happy. Plain and simple. Yeah, good.
Now put the mic up. When you was in your 20s, did you want to be happy? Put the mic up. You want to be right. Mic man, come on.
Yeah, you got to vote to mature. Yeah, you got.
That's why he says that age difference in your 20s, you're not making the same decision when you're 30, and definitely not in your 40s or your 50s. So he does have a point.
I mean, he has a point.
I would
That's all
say the
good,
beauty of him being in this room is to be able to learn from the mistakes of others.
But I
To be able to learn from the
still
mistakes of
want to make
others.
my wife happy.
That's right.
Straight up. You know what I'm saying? You can be right or wrong. It's about
He
making
ain't
each
got to
other
wait
happy.
till he's 40 to figure it out. He can learn it right here today and go home and have a whole new relationship with her.
I don't think it takes.
Well, she saved you.
Maturity can come at any age. You don't have to wait till you're in your 30s or 40s and stuff like that to be mature. It can hit you at a young age. There's a lot. There can be 15-year-olds and 20-year-olds that can be mature and have a more mature mind than even some of the older people. So sometimes you just hit that level at an early age. It depends on where you are. And I know a lot of older people that still act like children. So it's like, it's not really a matter of age. This is a matter when you get there in your maturity level and where your mind is. I see what he's saying, but who wants to be, no one's right all the time. No one's right, and no one's going to be right all the time. So sometimes you got to concede and be like, you know what, baby? Let's just be happy.
Right. Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Thank you, Mike Passer. We really appreciate you tonight, love.
You're doing a wonderful job.
So I just wanted to put a little input on about the age differencing and the intimacy. It all kind of ties in. So I've been with my high school sweethearts. I'm 41, and I graduated in 2000. So I met them in '96.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, and then it's not like we didn't have time apart, because there goes to speak for the maturity thing and the mindset. It's not about age. It's just about, like he said, what you want. It's about your choices. It's about who you know who you're dealing with, because everybody's not going to take the same type of attitude. Everybody's not going to take the same type of conversation. So to know who you're talking to and to have that real intimacy, like I can't have a conversation with everybody. So that's intimacy all in itself. But as far as the age difference goes, we're still, even at 40 something, we're still learning to balance each other out. And that's like that's never going to stop. That's a forever thing. So the intimacy and the friendship and the mind state, that all just kind of like ties in with each other. And it really don't have nothing to do with age at all. Because I was with this man when I was in 9th grade. So that was just up and down. Like, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. There's my little bit.
So, what I'm going to call, she said something in her statement. She said the difference between feeling. How one person may feel about something, somebody else, like what is little to you might be big to someone else. And that's really what the headline is. What might be little to you, somebody might hold that near and dear to their heart. That might be a trigger for them. That might be a scar for them. So it's really on how you handle somebody. And when you're handling somebody that you supposedly love, those are things that you should tap into. Like, why do you feel like I ain't trying to argue with you, babe, just why do you feel like this? So we don't have to be so combative about it.
Or keep having the same argument over and over again.
Go ahead.
Ladies, I want to know what's your limit on dealing with something you don't want to do with.
What specifically what?
Yeah. I mean, everything we've been talking about.
But specifically what?
Everything we've been talking about. Socks, the whole 9 yards.
And some stuff is, so little things become big things after time, right? So if you like, baby, it's a pair of socks. It's been a pair of socks for 13 years, strangers.
6.
Pick your fucking socks up.
He said 6. He said 6.
I'm using that as an analogy, but I'm saying it as an example.
Keep fucking going.
Little things can become big things after time. It's not like I'm going to leave you because you don't pick up your socks. You understand? But this definitely can become a point of contention in this household. This definitely can be a point of constant frustration. And it definitely can be the tool to these draws, if that's what you after in this household. Like, no, did you pick your socks up?
But I think
you don't get no future.
I think it also goes back to, like everybody is saying, knowing yourself and knowing what you want and knowing your non-negotiables and knowing what you're going to put up with and what you ain't going to put up with.
Socks might not be a non-negotiable, but it's definitely frustrating as hell.
I ain't picking up your socks. I'll pick up my kids' socks, but I'm not picking up yours. But it's just like, you got to figure out your non-negotiables. You got to figure out what you willing to deal with and what you ain't. But you also got to understand, too, that whoever you deal with, there's going to be some shit that comes with that person. Just like you got shit with you, there's going to be some shit that comes with that person. So how you going to deal with it?
Absolutely.
So with that comes from conversation. It comes from you really having a conversation with your mate to ask again, what are your non-negotiables?
But
How do you feel about this situation?
But are you willing
Things
to
have a way of
compromise?
changing.
But she said, I'm not going to do that, but what if he's
Hold on.
right
But there's
doing that?
there's a song, you know,
Like, what if he's
that
right
goes,
doing
what
that?
you
Like,
won't
what if-
do.
You think there's
for
no
love, you'll do for love.
Sacrifice.
So you can talk that gangster shit all you want, but the right person come along, they'll have you change your mind about a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
You'll be doing a lot of things you never thought you would. You know, I don't know, you'll be doing it twice. You'll be doing it backwards, upside down, in a cartwheel on a roller coaster. You hear me?
That sounds interesting.
I mean, I definitely agree with that because when you fall in love, and again, there's a difference between loving someone and being in love with someone. When you fall in love with someone, there's no limit to the things that you'll do for them. So I think that has a lot to do with what you're asking. How long do you stay? How long do you put up with the bullshit? Depends on when you fall out of being in love with that person.
And before she leave you, she will be good though. She gonna be done long before she leave. By the time she leave, there's gonna be no backseats.
Corey.
Okay, I got a question.
Absolutely.
All right, so you're going through all emotions with him, like him wanting other bitches and entertaining other bitches and stuff.
Oh, now wait a minute.
So, like, what do you like? Because speaking from my point of stand, I think I'm at my wit's end. I'm maturing and I don't really want to deal with that. I'm ready to find a real thing. So what do you think? Like, I'm asking for advice at this point.
So you have to find what I would say for that is a security within yourself. That okay.
I was gonna say, how much do you love you, then?
Yeah, that comes from within.
You love you.
Because when you hop into the relationship, you already know the bullshit. You already know what's going on. So again, you already know what you set yourself up for.
Not necessarily. That's not necessarily true. You don't always know what you're walking into until you're in it. It's like a haunted house. You go in thinking, it's not there.
You gotta be a really good liar.
You're like, sometimes you don't know until you're in it.
Men be good
Some
liars.
people
A lot of
present
times
well.
you
We
can't
know-
see that from
we
the
know
beginning.
few.
And not only that, but when you talk to them, a lot of the times you'll feel like men aren't as receptive as women are. So, hold on.
Damn.
Unless you was his brother who was sitting right here, I don't believe. Matter of fact, never mind. I ain't gonna go there. That's not my relationship. Listen. Look, but men aren't as receptive as women are. So a lot of the times when you sit there and you explain yourself, as you said, it comes off as complaining. I don't know who said that, but it comes off as complaining instead of me explaining my feelings to you. It comes off as complaining.
So sometimes you're not evenly yoked mentally. And that's just the thing. But my question to you would be going back to your original question is, before you met this person, were you okay? Yes. Were you good? Yes. Were you solid? Were you standing 10 toes down handling your business? Sometimes the answer is goodbye, and you're gonna be okay,
right?
And just go, because sometimes it's the cost of saying goodbye. If you got it once, you can get it again. It's not that goodbye. Protect you. If you're not married to that individual, you wasn't building a family with that individual. Let him catch your wind as you walk off.
But in that case, so what I will say is there are some things that are better left for you not to know.
No, I'm on this side. Walk off if you want. Y'all really think niggas be letting people they go love them walk off like that?
Did you love her when you was entertaining and
No, I'm saying niggas go crazy. Some niggas is crazy as hell. When they be in love, they were in love. See, that nigga might be in love with her.
I got so many questions about what the hell love me. Now I got to know what you mean.
That motherfucker might catch
Did you love her when you was entertaining and dipping and sticking in other places?
You're gonna need one of the bell bars in the agency. You better let her go. If she want to go, you can't stop her.
That's true.
You better hope she don't got one of them as a brother, cause boy.
Just like she said, there's a difference between love
that shit.
and in love. Because you could be in love with this man and he just love you. There's a difference.
Right.
So
Boom.
you have to figure out how this relationship is working for you. And you can see it clearly. You just be acting blind. And I'm not saying you per se, but I'm saying as a woman coming from me with experience, you could be in love, but he just loved you.
And you stand there just hoping
And
it's
so
going
when
to
you
change.
realize that he ain't in love with you, you gotta go. Because you can love me from a distance. It's
Right.
like I'll love you from a distance.
Okay.
But if you in love with me and I'm in love with you, then that's a whole different level. We gonna communicate. You gonna be honest. We gonna put it all out there what it's gonna be. But if I'm in love with you and you just love me, that's a problem. Leave.
Okay. Speak.
Leave.
Do not pass go.
Can I ask the age difference?
You're not going to
I'm in my 50s.
Okay.
Wait, I'm still feeling 8. Alright, hold on. I think my mindset's somewhere in my 30s, but I'm in my 20s.
It don't matter what your mindset is. This your age. It's just your age. This your age, baby.
I'm in my 20s.
Okay.
We got to teach her the game goes.
Like I said, it's
Right?
a difference. You hear the
We gotta
Well,
teach her the game goes.
goes.
We gotta teach her the game goes.
We got to teach them. We got to train them up in the way that they should go.
It's about experience.
Never, but it's also learn from the people around you.
In a relationship, I fought like her.
Mm-hmm.
And when I grew up and experienced relationships, I started to think different.
Right.
And when I experienced certain shit from certain niggas,
Okay.
I used that as a learning experience. And guess what? I learned some shit in my 50s that I should have learned in my 20s.
Right.
But I didn't know.
Right.
So it's all about communicating and knowing the difference between when somebody loves you and when somebody's in love with you. Because when a person is in love with you, they take care of you.
All right.
And your feelings.
That's right.
I think that goes back to the question: do you want to be right or happy for some reason?
Alright. Yeah, but as far as me, don't get me wrong. He handles what he has to handle. Like I'm happy with everything else. It's just at the same time, it's like as soon as I think that everything's going great, there's something that comes out of the blue that surprises me and shocks me. And I know that I don't know it all, so I'm still trying. That's why I asked, because I genuinely wanted to know, like, it's like, you know, from older women who are in long-term relationships, who experience it all, went through it all with each other. So I wanted to ask, because
I was just
my
going
deal
to
breaker is
ask,
other
in
women.
these
I don't
moments,
deal
do
with
you
other
feel
women.
disrespected?
I don't
wait a
deal with
minute.
other women.
When you
If
say-
love me enough, you shouldn't need nobody else. You shouldn't want
Well,
nobody.
so
Well,
when
my
you wait a
question
minute,
is, in
time.
those situations, do you feel disrespected?
Times. My question is, when you say other women, because we again, this goes to a question that I've always had: is are men and women not allowed to be friends with people of the opposite sex?
She was very clear in the beginning what she meant by what she said. She said entertaining and working on other women.
I feel like as women, we are able to read the energy between, like, when a woman wants our man strongly. I'm not the jealous type. I'm really not. Do I want to know what's going on? And I want you to be honest with me. Yes, I want you to communicate. We're old enough to the point that we should be able to communicate with each other honestly and openly. That's what a relationship is. We're supposed to be able to communicate honestly, openly, and have a trusting space between each other. I shouldn't have to worry about or second guess if you're telling me the truth. Because if I find out that you're not telling me the truth, then what? Now I feel like you're a liar. I can't trust what's coming out of your mouth because I don't know when you're lying or when you're telling the truth.
So this is a trust issue.
I got a question. Hold on.
Trust issue.
Personal.
So what I want to say just something is when she asked a question about can men and women be friends and not be okay. But to bounce off of what you just said, no one here can control how another person feel about them. I can't control if a man like me. That's his problem. That's not my problem. All I can control is how I behave and how I carry myself and how I react in response to his advances or his feelings. His feelings ain't my problem. My feelings are my problem. So if I was in a relationship with somebody and they were like, you know that nigga wants you, well, that's that nigga problem. I'm with you. What you mean? Exactly. A lot of people won't like me.
Yes, a man and a woman can be friends. It can be friends. It's about self-control. You know, if a woman is digging a man, he got to have it. He got to be in control. Like, hey, whoa. We just friends. That's all. It's about self-control. Plain and simple. A man and a woman can be friends without intimacy and all that. Because I'm friends with a couple of ladies, and we're just that, just friends. It's about self-control for me because I have respect for my marriage. Plain and simple.
I hear you. All right, going to the back.
Now, I agree with everything he said and what you said as far as what's your deal breaker, because that's very important. Because something that I can tolerate, the next person may not. I've been married for almost 35 years now, and we've been through some deals, you know. And, you know, at the end of the day, to me, it's about trying to communicate and having that open relationship with one another and letting each other know how you feel and what your feeling is. But I agree with what the gentleman back there said, as well as you have to express yourself on good times. You can't wait until the fire is burning and then want to say what happened and how you feel and this person did this and that. Because the communication is just going to escalate. It's not going to be calm or any of that. So, you know, it's just about trying to express yourself maybe while you're watching TV or watching a show or so, not when things is heated. So again, it goes to the deal breaker and everything, and then you have to know where you stand at in a relationship, you know. So that's one.
I think Miss Lady in the back with the glasses on got a question. One of them two right there.
So to piggyback on if men and women should be friends, could be friends. I don't think so.
I'm not dropping my phone. I like my words. I'm not letting them go. I'm not dropping my friends. My guys got me. I don't know what you're talking about. What?
That, you know, sometimes there's always a hidden agenda or like waiting around for that opportunity.
Absolutely not. I'm friends with some fellas I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole outside of friendship.
I agree somewhat with that, but I've had platonic male friends since I was probably like 12. They're still in my life today. Like, they could pull up at my mom's house with no problem. Nobody would question who they are. So I feel like when it comes to male platonic friends or when female that are platonic friends of males, I feel like if y'all have already had that boundary set in stone in the beginning, you won't have to cross that line. When it comes to your significant other, you have to explain to that person, like, this is a person that I've been friends with. This is a person that I, you know what I mean? But I would never disrespect you as my woman. I would never disrespect you as my man. There's a fine line between having a platonic male friend and a platonic male and female friend, but I feel like it can work. It just has to be both parties have to be in the same mindset that they're not crossing those boundaries. And like I said, this is coming from a person experienced that had friends since I was 12, and they never tried me, ever. To the point where 2 of them have relationships with people that I've been friends with or family with. They've never tried me. They look at their family, look at me like family, and that's just how it goes. But I can't speak on the next person's situation. These are not situations that I deal with. Like, I roll with guys like a lot, and probably more than I roll with women sometimes. So for me, it's like I understand that aspect of having a platonic friend, but I get where you're coming from too, because it could be both sides of an edge for real. But I can see both. But I just had to speak that because there are people that have platonic other sex friends, and that's literally what it is. Like, literally family at that. Like. But I get it, both sides.
Well, I have a question.
Go ahead, man.
So, what if you have a significant other and they don't like the friend?
Yeah,
what's more important?
What's more important? Is your man more important or is your friend more important?
And if a true friend, they'll understand.
But at the same time, you You have to be comfortable in your decision and be like, you know what, I'm cool with this. Because I've known people that have platonic male friends, that the platonic male friends have relationships and they're still cool. The women don't like it and they're still cool behind the back. You know what I mean? So I like that's why I said I get all aspects of it. You just have to be upfront. I feel like sometimes.
I was going to say that. So if the spouse doesn't like the friend, if this person is truly your friend, they will understand and respect, the position of your spouse and be like, all right, that's cool, If that should ever fall apart, I'm here for you, homie. And if it don't, love you, Godspeed. Take care of home first. However,
can we ask the ladies? I've been married for 35 years.
Yes.
If her spouse said she don't like a particular friend, would she keep being a friend or exile a friend?
But I've had a lot of male friends, and I've always did, and they still are involved, like still come over and to the house and all of that. But
well, he not know that.
But it was like 2 occasions that did stick out, and one was he was a friend, but he was like a cousin of me, and he stayed with us. But my husband kind of felt some type of way, and I had to understand that, and I was glad he shared that with me because I had to let him know that there was nothing between us. But we continue to be friends and everything, and our friendship, he understood that I was being truthful and everything like that. But just recently, like I just told you, we've been married over 35 years, and one of our male friends came over. It was like the morning cookie. He said, "Hold up. Dude, you can get off. Don't be asking me if my wife cooked." So I'm like, where's this coming from? Like, but it happens. So even you can have years in. You can have 100 years in. Things are going to happen.
So what I would like to say is that is my sister. What I always cherished about her is the friendships that her and her husband have with different males and different females. Like they understand, like, hey, that's they're from 15 years ago in high school. Like, so I really look at their dynamic and their relationship and how they're okay with each other having male or female friends. And it kind of just is like, okay, we all gonna cook out in 2 weeks. Everybody come over. So I will have to say that is something that I definitely looked at in a relationship and was like, wow, that's dope.
I want to go back to the point about friends being platonic, though. Like, well, if there's 2 platonic, I don't give it. Listen, I have friends of the same and the opposite sex that have had a feeling or 2 about me, but that's not my problem. That's a you problem, and I'm not interested. And as long as we understand today, tomorrow, and every day thereafter that I'm not interested, I think we'll be okay. I haven't had any sad problems since then, but I'm just saying, like, I've been in those situations where I know that person may have a feeling, but that's their feeling, that's not my feeling.
So I got another side of this. No, I agree with her. I don't do the friends thing. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I have never, I don't know about any other woman in here, and I'm keeping it 100. I ain't never had a male friend who ain't tried me.
I have.
Not never.
I have.
Knowing I'm looking at you as a friend, but you try me to see if I'm a job. I don't do the friend thing. And as far like if I get into a relationship and he got a best friend, I don't know. I'm a Scorpio. I'm a little jealous. I'm jealous. I don't need you to step in and feed him. I don't need you to step in and check on him because I got him. I don't need, you know what I mean? I'm just, there's no best friend in my relationship. I'm your best friend. Like, and that might also be because coming from experience, I also got trust issues. But I know women And you like what I got over here because he good. And I done told you how good he is. So you side-eyeing, and I'll beat you up. So I'm just saying, that's me. I don't like best friends. You can have a high bad friend, but you ain't coming to dinner. You don't need to call him to find out if he okay. You ain't got to call his mom.
That's crazy.
Nobody. Because that's what I'm for. And I'm protective over who I'm in a relationship with. You know what I mean? So I just don't do the friends thing because friends be sleeping together, whether you know it or not. And I don't care if you say we slept together 20 years ago, but we're best friends now. You fucked her. You can't be her best friend.
But maybe they was both wrong best friends. Clearly the fucking they didn't work because they had to be best friends.
But just for the record, there's girls I wasn't attracted to, I'm still their friends.
But that's what I'm saying. I had best friends that I've never tried to them myself.
No, I gotta be attractive first of all. I'm not just fucking anything. Sorry. My mom's in the crowd, but she was about to hear it. Wow. I'm not just fucking anything. That's the further and foremost. My pussy ain't just giving up to nobody. These male friends that I've had, literally when I say I've had them, and I get where you're coming from, because I'm a woman first, and there's bitches that I'm cool with, but I be like, why the fuck would you do that? I'm 35, baby. Yeah. So I've been through some shit where I've dated niggas that don't, you know what I mean? And girls will come over and be like, oh, that's my friend. I'm like, that's your friend? Why the fuck she didn't speak to me when she walked in the door then? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not over here like, oh, you gotta be a best friend when you do it. No, because I've been on both. That's why I said I understand both sides. But I've had men in my life since I was probably 12. Ray, for example, Ray has a baby by my cousin. Me and him never crossed that line. I can go to his mom, hit her up on Facebook like, how y'all been? His sister and me, cool as hell. How y'all been? Where y'all at? Where the party at? I can come in this family. Well, not to mention that I'm now family, of course, now because of the kid. But before that, you know what I mean? But other than that, yeah, I agree with you solely on that. Because there was girls in my face that I thought I was friends with next door, and that was fucking my man. And I had to move out and move back in with my mom. So I get both sides of the spectrum, but I feel like you can make it work depending on how, you know what I mean?
No, Lucy's trying to get the mic back. Like, let me see it right quick. Let me see it right quick. Let me see it right quick.
It's a crapshoot for sure. It's a tough.
It is. Definitely is.
But girlfriends know their place and understand boundaries.
Go ahead, Missy.
I just want to say that honestly, it depends on the trust level you and your partner have. It doesn't matter what we say here. It depends on you and your partner and how much y'all trust each other. Because I've had male friends that I've had for years, and my last partner did not like it at all. Me and my friends never crossed that path. We never went down that road. They never thought of me like that. I never thought of them like that, but he just did not like it. So I cut it off. I cut it off and let it be where it was. And that was to show him that he could trust my word on what I was saying to him about my friends. Now, are those friends ever present now that we're not together? Yes, they are ever present now that we're not together. Have they tried me? No. So it depends on your trust level, and it all depends on your partner's trust level for you, honestly.
Any other questions? Comments?
On to the next question.
Let me see if I did.
Did you have another question?
I didn't, but I could conjure something up. You know, I'm really good.
No, what was the original question? Because I'm late. What was the original question?
There was a couple of original.
There was so much that went on.
Original questions.
There was so much.
They missed all of this stuff. Somebody got a microwave thrown out with everything in it.
It's okay, girl. I'm sure you had your reasons.
We'll throw this one out. Since she just came in, I'll throw this question back out to the crowd. Is sex a requirement before commitment?
Yes. That's like, yes. Hell yes. No.
So if anybody is saying yes, I know we got me.
Did anybody say no?
I said no. I did. I said no. No.
From my experience, no, sex is not required beforehand. Because in all honesty, you can give me sex and the bomb sex ever. But if I can't communicate with you and talk to you and sit and enjoy myself with you otherwise, I don't want to be a part of it.
Facts.
Facts.
If the only time I can stand you is when we're having a moment.
Can you commit to the worst sex ever?
Hell no.
That's the
You
question.
can change that?
Can you commit to the worst sex ever?
But you can change that. That's fixable.
Not the worst sex ever. How do you know if you give the worst sex ever?
Yeah, that's a
No,
broad
even
question.
bad sex, depending on on some real shit. No, for real.
Are you gonna stay? Or you gonna stay?
It depends on the person.
You can
It depends on the way he treats me. It depends on what else I'm getting out of this relationship. Because for me personally, sex is not. It's not that important to me.
How long did it take for you to realize that?
Personally, my sister taught me one thing when I first started having sex. She said, first of all, get to know a guy first. Do not ever sleep with a guy before 3 months. Point blank, period. There was a 3-month rule. She said if you can wait longer and he wait with you, then that's perfect. And that's what I live by. So I always got to know a guy before I slept with him anyway. To know if we could vibe and if we can continue that relationship. So sex, I mean, for me, for somebody else, sex might be important, so I gotta have sex. For me, I mean, honestly.
I can ask the question a different way. Do you gotta have sex before you get engaged to get married?
No.
That's commitment. So you can get engaged to somebody?
No.
Before marriage, yeah.
Yeah, this thing that don't believe in premarital
For
sex.
instance, I have 2 daughters. I have a 26-year-old and I have a almost 28-year-old daughter. Both of my daughters believe in not having sex. I don't know where they got that from because their mama wasn't like that, but anyway. But they both believe in not having sex before they get married.
I remember when my
So,
sons was
for
running used to
everybody,
say
it
that
depends
shit.
on the person.
Look
It
at them.
depends on your demeanor. It depends on, what you
that?
think.
So we're going to go for another 10 minutes. If anybody has any questions, comments, my man back there, Mooch. My man back there with the glasses on. Here you go.
I was just saying, that's not having sex. For me personally, that's a good thought. I thought about that several times, but it never went that way. 3-month rule, whatever. Like,
So-
it just never. Yeah, it just never worked out.
I got so many questions.
Look, girl, how'd you know me?
Well,
I'm with a
I would like to say personally, I'm not gonna buy a car without test driving it. It needs to perform the way I want it to perform.
But how long do
But
It
it
needs to
is. That's
move
flexible.
the way I need it to move.
That's
It needs to
flexible.
hold me and keep my attention
So here's my
like
question
I
to you.
think it should,
Here's my question.
or else I will go somewhere else.
Here's my question to you. How long are you saving up before you can get that car to test drive it?
Hey now.
Oh, right away, instantly.
My question is so I own a couple race cars. Because cars, that's my thing. You know, I'm into cars. You know, I own a few really nice ones. But to get them to where I wanted them to go, I had to purchase the enhancements. I had to purchase the upgrades to the motor. I had to purchase the exhaust for it to give me the sound and the growl I wanted it to give me. I had to purchase the rims I wanted on it. I had to purchase the body kit that I wanted on it. I had to build that car to be, all of them actually, to be what I wanted them to be. None of my cars came off the showroom floor perfect. Not nearly one. Every single one had to get a tree hanging from the mirror, the right little air fresheners from Bath and Body Works. You know, all of them had to get a little something extra that I had to add to it to make it what I wanted it to be for me. So a woman can be that as well. If you find a woman that you like and that you're interested in and is holding your attention for the time, and she's just not quite there in the bedroom, that's you can fix that. You can fix that. You got to be willing to teach that, to hold that conversation. I don't know you like that to just know that you want it this way and that way in the bedroom if you don't tell me.
But I think her sentiment was more so she can't. Is it more so you don't know how to like hold out? Like you mentioned her with the 3-month thing.
Get back to her.
Because I'm curious to that.
The Michael is coming.
So was that your sentiment? Was it figuring out how do you get to that stage to be like, I'm not going to have sex with somebody? I'm asking her. Was that?
No, baby. Her woman was just like, yes, we do. She's like, no, we don't. Her woman was just like, yes, we do.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like,
So I never really. So growing up, I was growing up Christian. You know, so mother always said that, you know, you're supposed to wait for marriage and stuff like that, and instilled that inside of me. And then when I didn't, it always like, you know, it was disappointing when I first, you know, then I thought like, okay, let me just hold out next time. But then I like the person and it just never worked out that way.
As I say.
It's the hormones. Anybody got a question? Question? Whoa. Time. Give him the mic. What'd you say?
We met on some home shit.
Oh, I thought he said something. Girl, I'm like, well.
Can we explain what some home shit is?
I thought he said something. I did too. Wait, I was like, wait a minute.
Technically, we met, we did it. 6 months later, she was on Facebook saying she wanted a motherfucking room. I had a house. I said, I'll give you a room. She was paying me rent. Y'all get it?
And they
So did she still pay you rent? Did she still pay you rent?
Don't get it twisted. I do what I do, but yeah, my baby help out. That's why I'm a chance. I'm a mama boy.
You was real proud of that too.
He really was proud of it.
Don't you say that. Stop.
She helped out.
You failed.
I ain't no mama boy.
You failed. It's not my business. You said half the room was like.
My man back there, you got another question? My man back there with the glasses got another question.
Like, oh man.
I like to respond to what you were saying about a vehicle and all the add-ons you put on the vehicle to get it like you want.
I did.
When you could have just purchased all that from the beginning. Wait. I listened to you. In the same sentence, when she was speaking, y'all was telling her, no, give up. No, you should be at your wit's end. You need to know when to walk away. Tell her to build.
Because he's cheating on her. I don't want Dick that been around the world and back again.
I didn't think I heard that. Yeah.
She said he was entertaining and fucking other women. That's how she opened her statement.
I agree with that. I agree with that feeling though. Like, cause I feel like coming from both sides of like dealing with a man that has it and you don't, you be looking like, oh shit, let me get my shit on together. Like, god damn, it kind of pushes you a little bit as a woman if you already got that hustle. But I feel like you have to know your boundaries.
Indeed. Because you can build.
Said that.
And she's not married to that man.
No.
Now, if that was her husband, I would have said, now, baby, when you took your vows, you agreed for better or for worse. And you don't get to decide what that is.
PG-13.
Go ahead. No, she don't got to be
it's
PG-13.
never.
Say what you got to say. Say what you got to say.
Because sometimes, even if you have materialistics, a lot of the time people's maturity and mindset don't match it. It don't matter. A lot of the times, you're more mature than anybody in a relationship, period. So if I'm more mature than you, but you got materialistic stuff, and you're trying to use that as a pawn to gain the upper hand in a relationship, that doesn't work. Because regardless, materialistic stuff can be lost and gained at the same time. There's not nothing that you have
that I can't get on my own. It's about your mindset. And if your mindset is lacking, then what can you provide for me? You can't give me emotional security.
Nope.
You can't even understand what I'm saying when I'm trying to communicate with you. So there's not really much that you're providing for me other than financial. What's stopping me from leaving? If you're not even trying to keep your word to me. No, I can get my own financial, baby. I can get my own financial, baby. But look, hold on. Speaking for every woman in here, we're all capable of going to go get it on our own. But a lot of the times you get distracted with a man to the point that you get distracted on your money. No, you're able to hold it on your own. So what is she paying you for that?
Time. Let me ask you a question real quick. This is a true question. How many other people out here in this crowd know yourself? Other than the relationship that you're in, other than know yourself. Know yourself. Other than being a mom, other than being in a relationship, other than being all these other things, how many people know yourself? That's a real question. How many people here know like your actual self, other than being in a relationship, other than being a mom, a parent, whatever you are? How many people know yourself? Because a lot of relationship has to do with yourself.
That is something 100%. I bet you a million people will raise their hand and say, "Oh yeah, I know myself." But I really feel like there's levels. Like when people say life is life, and I'm literally transitioning into that because I've been through the phase where I've been mommy for so long. Then I became a wife, and I forgot who the hell I was. I'm the sex toy lady, but I forgot who LaKale was. So it takes time, and that literally takes experiences. And for everybody in the room who's married, I really like the question I had for those married, even in long relationships, is that transition. Like when your partner see you going through that ugly phase, or because I think I'm in those first parts where they say, "Oh, the first couple years of marriage is rough." I want to know because I'm transitioning and I'm finding myself, but I feel like my spouse be looking at me like, "Why are you changing so much?" And it's like, I'm not changing. I'm just finding better parts of me. Do that make sense?
Absolutely. So that's the question I kind of want everybody to kind of take home and think about. Do you know you outside of everything else you got going on? Because like, for me, I know that answered a lot of relationship questions for me. And am I being true to myself in these relationships that I'm, whether they be intimate relationships, whether they be family relationships, whether they be friendships? You know, what part does me knowing myself play in those roles? So that was something that I wanted to ask, because I feel like a lot of people are, like I heard this section over here where it was kind of like I'm kind of feeding off of the energy over there, and it's like y'all are together. Exactly, but y'all arguing right now, so it's like, really, do y'all know yourselves and how to communicate with each other, to tell each other about yourself? We got 5 more minutes.
I know I'm young and everything changes with time. I know I'm not. What I want now won't always be what I want later. So I'm open and willing to communicate. I'm not just a hard ass to the point that I'm not open. I'm not listening with open ears. I'm willing to try to understand and push myself, but I'm also self-aware to know, like, there's certain stuff, like you said, there's certain stuff that you're not supposed to be willing to accept.
That's it? Wow.
No, we're about to close. We're about to next. The next podcast.
I gotta come back ASAP because they got here late. My people got here late. This is my friends over here to the right of me. We are the same age. We got here late.
So right now, the Social Flex podcast is doing a series, and this particular series is on relationships. And we just thought it would be fun to do the Let's Talk About Sex episode one in studio and then one live. But because we had such a good turnout, we had such great engagement, it is something to think about to kind of keep the conversation going and do more and more events. This was a tester to see if we could successfully pull one off. And I think we did that. I think we succeeded in that. And I am so happy because I was so worried. So I am totally stoked that you guys came out, you supported us, and that you were engaging. You can catch us on, I guess, like Facebook Live every other Tuesday. You know, we are at 1028 Studios when we film, but we go live on all our socials. So you can catch us that way. You're always welcome to reach out to us and come be a part of the panel on the podcast to talk out. Some of the people in this room have been on the podcast. We have a great time. We have great conversations. You know what I mean? And so I will, if you can inbox us and join our group, The Social Flex, and let us know some topics you want to talk about. And then we can definitely plan another event if Mr. Deke will have us. And do it again and again and again and again. And keep the train rolling that way. This was an awesome thing. So I really am thankful to you all. Give yourselves a hand. So I appreciate your ways I cannot put into words.
So in closing, I would like to just say again, thank everyone for coming. I know further down this series, I would just want to throw out some topics that we will be discussing. We will be leading into our marriage segments when we talk about marriage and what that means to different people. We will be talking about the stages in that, whether you go through a separation or a divorce. So these are things that are very social. These are things that happen in different people's lives, and again, you don't know how it affects someone else until you start talking about it. So that's what this is for. So people could come out in a crowd with no judgment and actually talk about things and get it off their chest and feel like they can talk to their peers and their peers to give them a little bit of encouragement when it comes to whatever they might be going through in their life. I did this as a healing thing, and it's working out very well for me. So again, anyone who's ever come on a podcast, anybody who's watched it, anybody who's ever participated, we definitely appreciate you.
So again, this segment was called Let's Talk About Sex. This was segment 2. We also have a website and a YouTube channel where Mr. Corey, this young man that you see sitting in front of us, he is our production. When he films it and then cuts and splices it and chops and screws it so that it looks more put together. And then we upload it to our other site so that you can see a finished product that as well. So you can always go back and catch any episode that you may have missed and to catch up with. So again, thank you so much for coming. I am Carlisa Turner, and
I am Sierra Tompkins, and here at the Social Flex, we always want to remind you to be blessed and a blessing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. John. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Corey.